Oh, the place where I found you. Yeah. The neon sign still flickers like it did back then. The floor still creaks the same way when you walk in. Booth number 7 by the window pane, where I watched you walking out of the rain. You shook your coat off, laughed about the weather, and somehow we just stayed there stuck together for hours, talking about nothing and everything, before either of us knew what the future would bring. It's just a diner on a corner lot, nothing special, nothing that the world forgot. But to me it's where my life began, the moment you became my plan. The place where I found you is where the gray sky turned to blue, where the coffee tasted like champagne, where I'd never be the same. It's just a booth, just a chair, just a floor, but it's the reason I believe in something more. Every time I pass by, I still feel it through. The place where I found you. I took a detour on my way home last night, just to see if it still felt right. And there you were, 10 years down the line, sitting in that same spot, saving me a sign. You looked up and smiled like you knew I'd come, like the years between us had just come undone. And we ordered coffee just like old times, two people still writing their perfect rhymes. The waitress asked if we were newlyweds, we just laughed and shook our heads. She don't know we're newly everything, every day your love still breathes. The place where I found you is where the gray sky turned to blue, where the coffee tasted like champagne, where I'd never be the same. It's just a booth, just a chair, just a floor, but it's the reason I believe in something more. Every time I pass by, I still feel it through. The place where I found you. And if they ever tear it down, level it to build a parking lot in this town, I'll still have the coordinates in my soul, the exact location that made me whole. Cause you can't bulldoze a memory, can't pave over what you mean to me. That spot is marked upon my heart, a permanent and sacred chart, leading back to the moment when I'll never have to hide again. Oh, the place where I found you is every road I'm walking to. It's in the way I say your name and in the eternal endless flame. It's not the building, not the street, it's the moment our two hearts could meet. And everything I am and do leads back to the place where I found you. Yeah, the place where I found you. So if you're ever in that town and that old diner's still around, order coffee, take a seat, feel the magic on that street, and know that somewhere love came true in the place where I found you. In the place where I found you. Forever waits in booth number 7. The place where I found you feels like heaven. I spent my whole life with my feet on the ground, watching the birds as they soared without a sound, wishing that I could know what it's like to cut through the clouds and take to the sky. I was heavy with worry, heavy with fear, carrying baggage from year to year. Didn't believe that I could ever be lifted, didn't know my heart had been gifted. Then you came along with a gentle breeze, whispered to my soul, just believe. You didn't pull me, didn't push, you just showed me I had wings and hush. My heart learned to fly, soared above the clouds so high, left the weight upon the ground, finally free fall. afraid I'll fall on stormy nights, but you're my co-pilot, you're my guide. There's nowhere safer than by your side. We've hit some turbulence along the way, but you always know just what to say. Keep your wings out, trust the air. I'll be right here, I'll always care. So we fly together, side by side, two hearts that found their sky so wide. No more walking, no more chains, just the freedom love explains. When, oh, my heart learned to fly higher than the eagles. I passed the moon and past the stars. No more limits, no more bars. You gave me wings I never knew, made my every dream come true. I used to doubt, now I believe and fly through. My heart learned to fly because of you. My heart learned to fly. Because of you. So when they ask me how I grew, how I became the person who could leave the ground and touch the sky, I'll simply smile and say you taught my heart to fly. You taught my heart to fly. And I'll never come back down, now with you around. My heart learned to fly, forever in the sky with you. If I could freeze a moment in time, capture the feeling like a perfect rhyme, I wouldn't choose the grand or the loud, or the moments in front of a crowd. I'd choose the simple, quiet, still, the moment time forgot to kill, when you were you and I was me, and we were everything we could be. It might have been a Tuesday afternoon, the light came in just like a tune. You looked at me across the room, and my whole heart went boom. The sweetest moment of us wasn't a parade or a fuss, wasn't a promise or a ring, wasn't even the songs we'd sing. It was a silence in between, the space where we had always been. The second when I realized, looking in your gentle eyes, that everything I'd ever need was planted like a tiny seed. In the sweetest moment of us, the one that built arch. Maybe it was walking in the rain, not caring about the pain of wet clothes and cloudy skies, just the joy in your eyes. Or that time we stayed up all night, watched the darkness turn to light, talked about our hopes and fears, laughed until we cried our tears. It's hard to pick just one, because every moment with you was sweet in its own special way, making beautiful memories every day. The sweetest moment of us wasn't a parade or a fuss, wasn't a promise or a ring, wasn't even the songs we'd sing. It was a silence in between, the space where we had always been. The second when I realized, looking in your gentle eyes, that everything I'd ever need was planted like a tiny seed. In the sweetest moment of us, the one that built our trust. But if you made me choose just one, under the glaring judgmental sun, I'd pick the moment you first said three little words inside my head. No, not I love you, something more. The words that opened every door. You simply whispered I am yours, and my heart soared through all outdoors. That was a moment, that was a key, the sweetest moment you gave to me, when you gave yourself so true, and I gave myself to you. Oh, the sweetest moment of us wasn't a parade or a fuss, wasn't a promise or a ring, wasn't even the songs we'd sing. It was a silence in between, the space where we had always been. The second when I realized, looking in your gentle eyes, that everything I'd ever need was planted like a tiny Accept the truth that set us free. I am yours and you are me. The sweetest moment of us. The sweetest moment of us. Forever in my heart. The sweetest moment of us. Right from the start. I used to walk around with armor on my chest. Every part of me protected, every part suppressed. Kept my feelings hidden deep behind a wall of steel. Thought that being vulnerable meant I'd have to kneel. I was so afraid of breaking, so afraid of pain, that I built my fortress high against the sun and rain. Didn't know that I was locking myself in a cage. Didn't know that love was waiting to turn the page. Then you came along so softly, didn't try to break me down. You just stood there at a distance, never wore a frown. You just waited and you whispered, let me know it's safe to come out. And slowly, oh so slowly, I began to doubt. Love wrapped around my heart, like a blanket in the dark, like a sweater on a cold night, like the morning's first sweet light. It didn't squeeze, it didn't bind. It was gentle, it was kind. It just held me close and true. Love wrapped around my heart because of you. Yeah, love wrapped around my heart. Yeah, I remember the first moment I let my armor fall. I was shaking, I was scared, I was giving you my all. I expected you to use it, expected you to run, expected to be proven right that love was never fun. But you just stood there smiling with tears upon your face, and you wrapped me in an embrace that time cannot erase. You didn't need my armor, you didn't want my walls. You just wanted all of me through every rise and falls. And that's when I discovered that the strongest kind of love isn't one that pushes or demands or shoves. It's the one that waits so patient, lets you come into its fold, turns your heart from stone to story that forever will be told. Oh, love wrapped around my heart, like a blanket in the dark, like a sweater on a cold night, like the morning's first sweet light. It didn't squeeze, it didn't bind. It was gentle, it was kind. It just held me close and true. Love wrapped around my heart because of you. Love wrapped around my heart. Now I walk around without my armor anymore. I let the world see who I am, I let my feelings pour. Not because I'm braver than I ever was before, but because your love has shown me what my heart is really for. You wrapped it up in kindness, you wrapped it up in trust. You showed me that real strength is learning to adjust. To let somebody hold you when you're feeling weak and small. To let somebody catch you every time you start to fall. Love isn't about protection, it's about the risk you take. It's about the gentle giving for each other's sake. Oh, love wrapped around my heart, play the most important part in teaching me to be alive, and teaching me to truly thrive. It's not a chain, it's not a cage. It's the turning of a page to a chapter bold and new. Love wrapped around my heart because of you. Yeah, love wrapped around my heart. And now when I feel frightened, when the world gets dark and dim, I remember how you held me, and I feel safe again. 'Cause love wrapped around my heart, and it's never coming apart. Love appeared in stories, fairy tales and rhymes. Prince Charmings and happy ever afters are all the signs. But somewhere on the journey, from childhood to grown, I started building fences, started sitting alone. I watched too many good hearts break, too many promises fade, too many forever turn into mistakes I made. I became a skeptic, a believer in the cold. Stopped believing in the fairy tales that I was told. I see love's just a chemical reaction in the brain, something that appears and then disappears again like rain. I'd say trust is overrated, hope is for the weak. I built my heart so many walls it couldn't even speak. Then came the day I believed in love, the day you fit me like a glove, the day the cynic in me died, the day I stopped trying to hide. It wasn't lightning, wasn't thunder, it was quiet, simple wonder. The moment when my soul could see that love was always meant to be. The day I believed in love was the day you became mine. You didn't try to sell me on some grand romantic scheme. You didn't promise paradise or fulfill every dream. You just showed up every day and let me see the truth, that love isn't a fairy tale, it's living proof. It's showing up on Tuesday with my favorite cup of coffee. It's staying up all night with me when I get lonely. It's fighting fair and making up the meaning what you say. It's choosing me and choosing you at the end of every day. And slowly, without noticing, the walls began to fall. You didn't even have to try, you didn't have to call. You just kept on loving me in your quiet, steady way. And my heart started believing more and more each day. That was the day I believed in love, the day you fit me like a glove, the day the cynic in me died, the day I stopped trying to hide. It wasn't lightning, wasn't thunder, it was quiet, simple wonder. The moment when my soul could see that love was always meant to be. When you brought me breakfast in bed, maybe it was evening when you held me and I said something I'd never said before, something I'd never felt, something that made my skeptical heart finally melt. I believe in us, I whispered, and the strangest thing occurred. For the first time in my lifetime, I believed in every word. I believed in love like children do, with innocence and grace. I believe that happy endings aren't just for some other place. Oh, the day I believed in love, the day you fit me like a glove, the day I let myself be free, the day you truly saw the real me. It wasn't perfect, wasn't planned, just the gentle touch of your hand. And everything I thought I knew about love being false, about love being cruel, fell away like morning dew. The day I believed in love with you. The day I believed in love. Yeah, the day I believed in love. The day I believed in love was the day my heart finally rose above. So if you're out there still doubting, still hurting, still without, still wondering if love exists, still full of fear and doubt, just wait for your Tuesday morning, your quiet, steady proof The day you'll finally believe in love, the day you'll find your truth. The day I believed in love, the day I believed in love, the day I believed, the day you came and I received, the day I believed in love. Yeah, yeah, I was walking through the world with my head down low. Didn't even know which way I wanted to go. Just moving through the motions, just surviving every day. Never thought that love would ever come my way. I made my peace with lonely, made my peace with alone. Made a life that felt more like a waiting room than home. I'd stop looking for a sign, stop searching for a spark, just existing in the ordinary, everyday dark. But hearts don't follow maps or plans, they move in ways you can't command. They find their way through crowded rooms, they bloom when you expect them to bloom. Your heart found mine in the chaos, in the middle of the day, lay lost. When I wasn't looking, wasn't trying, when I given up on flying. Your heart knocked upon my door, made me feel something worth fighting for. Two lost souls intertwining, that's the day your heart found mine. Yeah, your heart found mine. I don't know what brought you to that moment, to that place. I don't know what made you stop and really see my face. Maybe it was destiny, maybe it was fate, maybe it was something bigger that I refused to wait on. All I know is that you saw me when I was invisible. All I know is that you found me when I was unreachable. You reached into the silence and you pulled me to the light. You found my heart in the darkness and you held on tight. It wasn't luck, it wasn't chance, it was something more than circumstance. It was two halves recognizing that they'd finally found their missing. Your heart found mine in the chaos, in the middle of the day, lay lost. When I wasn't looking, wasn't trying, when I given up on flying. Your heart knocked upon my door, made me feel something worth fighting for. Two lost souls intertwining, that's the day your heart found mine. Think about the billions of people on this earth, each with their own story, each with their own worth. Think about the time and the moments that align, the inner possibilities that had to combine for you to be right there and me to be right then. For us to recognize each other again and again. It's bigger than coincidence, bigger than design. It's the universe whispering these two hearts are mine. And when they finally found each other, when they finally touched, the world made perfect sense to me. I'd never felt so much. Oh, your heart found mine in the chaos, in the middle of the day, lay lost. When I wasn't looking, wasn't trying, when I given up on flying. Your heart knocked upon my door, made me feel something worth fighting for. Two lost souls intertwining, that's the day your heart found. Your heart found mine. Your heart found mine. Your heart found mine. Now I walk with my head up, with my heart open wide, because somewhere in this crazy world, your heart found mine. Your heart found mine, and I'll never be lost again now that your heart found mine. Forever intertwined, your heart found mine. I spent years fumbling in the dark, stumbling blind, missing every mark. Thought I knew the way, thought I had the map, but I kept on falling through every crack. I'd see glimpses now and then, flickers of something, but never when I needed them most. They disappeared, leaving me alone with my fear. I got used to the shadows, used to the gray, forgot that there existed another way. I convinced myself that darkness was home, that I was meant to wander alone. Then you appeared like a light called love, sent from somewhere up above. You didn't blind me, didn't burn, you just held my world slowly the boastful crowd. You just arrived so quietly, and quietly you stayed with me like a lantern in a window pane, guiding me in from the rain like a lighthouse on the shore, showing me what I was looking for. You didn't have to shout or shine, you just stayed steady, stayed aligned, and slowly, softly I could see the person I was meant to be. Then you appeared like a light called love, sent from somewhere up above. You didn't blind me, didn't burn, you just helped my world slowly turn from black and white to every hue, from lost to found, from false to true. You lit the path I couldn't see, a light called love, a light called love. And now when darkness tries to creep, when shadows wake me from my sleep, I don't reach for matches anymore, I don't fumble for the door. I just turn toward where you are, my north, my south, my every star. Because your light is always on, even when the hope seems gone. You're the sunrise I can trust, the glow that rises from the dust. You're the candle in the night that makes everything alright. Ooh, you appeared like a light called love, sent from somewhere up above. Not a spotlight, not a flame, just a glow that calls your name. From darkness into brilliant day, you lit my heart and showed the way. Every shadow, every doubt, your love shines and puts to rout. A light, yeah, a light, forever shining on me. A light called love. If you're lost and can't find home, if you're scared and all alone, keep your eyes open wide, because somewhere there's a light waiting just for you to guide you through. A light called love, shining away, shining. A light called love. Yeah, yeah. I've gotten lost on streets, I walked 1,000 times, taken wrong turns, committed serious crimes of navigation in my own hometown. Felt like a fool wearing a silly frown. GPS can fail me, maps can lead astray, signs can be confusing at the end of the day. But there's one direction I never get wrong, one journey that feels like a perfect song. You could blindfold me and spin me around, draw me in the middle of unknown ground. Take away my compass, take away my view, my heart still knows the way to you. My heart knows the way to you, like the ocean knows the moon, like the river knows the sea, like the wind knows how to be free. I don't need a map or a guiding star, no matter where or how far. Through the darkest night, the deepest blue, my heart knows the way to you. Yeah, my heart knows the way. Yeah, my heart knows the way. Remember that time we got lost in the city lights, tried to find our way home through the dizzy heights. We asked for directions from a stranger on the street, took 3 wrong turns and admitted defeat. But somehow we ended up right back at your door, like something was pulling us to what we were looking for. You laughed and said, maybe it's fate, with a wink, but I knew it was my heart that refused to sink. It's not magic, not some spell, it's just the truth I know so well. Every beat inside my chest is pointing toward where you rest. My heart knows the way to you, like the ocean knows the moon, like the river knows the sea, like the wind knows how to be free. I don't need a map or a guiding star, no matter where or how far. Through the darkest night, the deepest blue, my heart knows the way to you. Yeah, my heart knows the way. Scientists will tell you that's not how it works, that hearts are just muscles with biological quirks. They pump blood and oxygen, nothing more. They don't have a compass, they don't have a core that knows directions or feels a pull. That's just romantic, metaphorical. But let them talk with their charts and graphs, I've got evidence that'll make them laugh. 'Cause every time I'm lost and scared, every time I'm unprepared, I close my eyes and feel the pull. My heart says this way and it's never null. It leads me straight into your arms, protected from the world's alarm. Don't need a compass, don't need a phone, don't need to feel less alone. Every beat, every pulse, everything I do is guided by a heart that knows the way to you. My heart knows, knows, my heart knows, my heart knows. Yeah, yeah, my heart knows the way to you. So if I ever disappear, if I ever vanish from here, don't go looking far and wide, just stay at home and wait inside. Because no matter where I roam, no matter how far I'm from home, my heart will lead me back to you. It's the only thing it knows to do. My heart knows the way. My heart knows the way. Always knows the way to you. I was a wanderer in the gray, just a shadow passing through the day, building walls with stones of old, keeping out the rain and the bitter cold. I thought I knew the rhythm of my heart, a steady beat, a world apart, until the moment you stepped in and let the light begin. It wasn't a thunderbolt from the sky, it wasn't a whirlwind passing by, it was a whisper soft and whole. That's the way love found my soul. Like a sunrise waking up the dark, kindling a fire from a tiny spark. Now I'm finally where I'm meant to be, since the way the love found a soul in me. You saw the maps I tried to hide, the dusty dreams I pushed aside. With every word and every look, you read me like a favorite book. I didn't have to reach or try or find a reason to justify. You met me right where I was standing still, and I thank you all. It wasn't a thunderbolt from the sky, it wasn't a whirlwind passing by, it was a whisper soft and whole. That's the way love found my soul. Like a sunrise waking up the dark, kindling a fire from a tiny spark. Now I'm finally where I'm meant to be, since the way love found the soul in me. It's the quiet in the middle of the noise, the simple grace within your voice. It didn't break the door or force the lock, it just arrived like the ticking of a clock. Perfect timing, perfectly true, leading me straight to you. Do you ever get the feeling that we've done this before? That we've met in other lifetimes on some distant shore? That our souls have been searching across time and space, finally finding each other in this time and place. I look into your eyes and I see something ancient, something that was written long before we became patients of this modern world with its chaos and its noise. I see the recognition of two souls that were always poised to find each other, to collide, to take this beautiful ride through centuries and mysteries, to finally be what we're supposed to be. When love feels like destiny, Every moment becomes a memory of something that hasn't happened yet, a promise that we haven't broken yet. It's in the way you know my thoughts, the way our connection can't be bought. It's bigger than you, bigger than me. When love feels like destiny. Yeah, when love feels like destiny. Yeah, I swear I dreamed of you before we ever met, before the sun rose on the day we first connected. I saw your face in shadows, heard your voice in the wind, felt your presence near me before our lives began to blend. And when we finally stood there face to face that day, there was no awkward moment, nothing left to say except the silent knowing that we'd finally come home, that we'd never again have to wander all alone. It's like the universe conspired, got every element required to bring us to this very spot, to give us everything we've got. When love feels like destiny, every moment becomes a memory of something that hasn't happened yet, a promise that we haven't broken yet. It's in the way you know my thoughts, the way our connection can't be bought. It's bigger than you, bigger than me. When love feels like destiny. Yeah, when love feels like destiny. I don't believe in accidents, I don't believe in chance. I believe in something deeper that puts us in a trance. I believe that every heartache, every wrong turn that I made, every lonely night I suffered, every price I ever paid was preparing me for you, was preparing you for me, was clearing out the path so that our souls could finally see that we were always heading toward this moment in the sun, that the race was always rigged, that we'd already won. And now that we're together, now that we've arrived, I know that every step we took kept our love alive. Oh, well, love feels like destiny. It's more than just a fantasy. It's a feeling that the stars aligned, that the universe was always kind to bring us to this sacred place, to let me see inside your face, the face I've known 1,000 times in 1,000 different lives. When love feels like destiny, like destiny, like destiny. When love feels like destiny, it feels like you and me, forever meant to be. So when they ask me how I knew that I was meant to be with you, I'll tell them that I always knew before I ever even knew you, that somewhere in this universe you'd live my life and end my curse. And now you're here and I can see this is our sweet destiny. Destiny. When love feels like destiny, it feels like home, it feels like forever. It feels like you. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The world is full of loud things, sirens wailing, bells that ring, shouting voices, crashing waves, dramatic hearts that need a say. But you and me, we found a different way. We don't need to perform or play to prove that what we have is real. We just let our hearts feel. It's in the quiet of the morning light, the way you hold me through the night. It's in the whisper, not the shout, the gentle way we work things out. This is the softest kind of love, gentle as a morning dove, quiet as the falling snow, the kind that only true hearts know. No fireworks, no grand display, just the peace you bring each day, the kind that doesn't need a show. The softest kind of love, yeah, the softest kind of love, yeah, the softest kind of love. Remember that morning I was feeling low, didn't even tell you, didn't let it show. but you brought me coffee extra sweet. Pulled back the covers and warmed my feet. You didn't ask what's wrong or why. You just stayed close and let me cry. And in that moment I understood that soft and gentle does the most good. It's in the way you know my mood without a word being understood. It's in the space between our sides, the comfort living in your eyes. This is the softest kind of love, gentle as a morning dove, quiet as the falling snow, the kind that only true hearts know. No fireworks, no grand display, just the peace you bring each day, the kind that doesn't need a shove. The softest kind of love. They write songs about passionate affairs, about love that climbs and love that dares, about burning bright and crashing hard, about wearing feelings like a guard. But no one sings about the quiet grace of waking up beside your face, of knowing someone's always there, of feeling love beyond compare, without a single dramatic scene, without a broken, shattered dream, just two hearts beating side by side, with nothing left at all to hide. Oh, this is the softest kind of love, sent from somewhere up above, like a blanket on a chilly night, like the fading of the evening light. It doesn't need to prove a thing, it just lets the healing bring peace to every worried mind, comfort to the unkind times. The softest kind of love. Yeah, the softest kind of love is more than enough. So when they ask me what love means, I won't describe dramatic scenes. I'll tell them about Tuesday nights, about the way you hold me tight, about the coffee, about the grace, about the peace upon your face. That's love, the softest kind, the one that truly heals and binds. The softest kind of love, the only kind I'm dreaming of, soft and true. Like me and you, yeah. I used to see the world in shades of gray and blue, ordinary days just passing through. Nothing special, nothing rare, just existing without care. The sunrise was just the start of another day, the sunset was just the night on its way. I walked through life with my head down low, didn't know what I was missing, didn't know. Then you arrived with your Midas touch, didn't ask for much, just gave so much. Everything you looked at seemed to shine, and suddenly that ordinary life was mine. You turned my world to gold, everything you touch takes hold of something precious, something true. The ordinary becomes new. The coffee tastes like morning light, the stars shine brighter every night, the grass is greener, skies are bold. You turn my world to gold, yeah. You turn my world to gold, yeah. You turn my world to gold. Remember that old diner on the corner street, where we go when we were feeling beat? The coffee was average, the food was plain, but somehow when you're there it's champagne. The booth we sat in, the cracked vinyl seat, felt like a throne, felt so sweet. You took a place I passed 1,000 times and made it worthy of 1,000 rhymes. It's not about the places or the things, it's about the magic that your presence brings. You don't even try, you don't even know how you make the ordinary glow. You turn my world to gold, everything you touch takes hold of something precious, something true. The ordinary becomes new. The coffee tastes like morning light, the stars shine brighter every night, the grass is greener, skies are bold. You turn my world to gold, yeah, yeah. You turn my world to gold, yeah. You turn my world to gold. Alchemists of old would search for years to turn base metal into something peers would marvel at and crave and want, but the formulas were all a taunt. They never found what I found in you, the secret to making life anew. You don't need potions, don't need spells, you just need the love that in you dwells. You look at something plain and small, and somehow it becomes not small at all. You see the beauty I had missed, you bless it with your golden kiss. Oh, you turn my world to gold. I'll remember that it's not the thing, but the love that you always bring, that makes it precious, makes it dear, that turns the mundane into cheer. You turn my world to gold, my world to gold, just by being you. My gold is you. I was going about my business, just another normal day. Didn't check the forecast, didn't see the clouds of gray. I had my guard up, had my plans, had my feet on solid ground. Never thought that love would sneak up and knock my whole world around. You weren't on my radar, weren't part of any scheme. You were just a stranger in the fabric of my dream. And then you smiled and something shifted deep inside my chest. I didn't know it at the moment, but I failed the test. No warning signs, no flashing lights, no caution, heart may fall tonight. No exit signs, no slowing down, just the sudden rush of solid ground. My heart fell without warning in the middle of an ordinary morning. 1 minute standing, next minute falling. Never heard my own heart calling for someone like you to come along and prove that all my walls were wrong. I didn't see it, didn't know until I was already letting go. My heart fell without warning, and I've been falling ever since that morning.
I've replayed that moment over in my mind 1,000 times, trying to find the moment, trying to find the signs. Was it in the way you laughed? Was it in the way you stood? Was it something in your eyes that said you'd be this good?
But there's no logic to it, no reason I can find. You just walked into my life and rearranged my mind. And before I could protect myself, before I could prepare, you were already there, already in my prayer. It wasn't love at first sight, not exactly that. It was something sneakier, something more combative. Crept in through the small things, through the everyday, stole my heart and took it away. My heart fell without warning in the middle of an ordinary morning. 1 minute standing, next minute falling. Never heard my own heart calling for someone like you to come along and prove that all my walls were wrong. I didn't see it, didn't know until I was already letting go. My heart fell without warning, and I've been falling ever since that morning.
Say the best things happen when you least expect them to. The love arrives on its own timing, never asking you.
If you're ready, if you're willing, if your heart is open wide, it just shows up and takes up a residence inside.
And that's exactly what you did, you moved in without a key.
You didn't knock, you didn't ask, you just quietly became the center of my world, the rhythm of my days, the one I turned to for the truth, the one I prayed. I didn't choose to fall for you, I didn't make a plan. My heart just
Recognize its home and rest.
my heart fell without warning,
In the middle of an ordinary morning,
and I've never been the same, not for a single day.
you stole my heart and took the gray away. 1 minute standing, next minute falling. Now I hear my own heart calling your name in everything I do.
My heart fell, my heart fell, my heart fell.
Yeah, my heart fell without warning.
And I'm so glad it did that morning. So if you ever wonder when it happened, when I knew that I was meant to spend my life with you, I'll tell you that I don't know, I can't pinpoint the day.
My heart just fell without and along the way.
It landed right in your head,
Where it forever stands.
my heart fell without warning. Best part of my life, the day my heart fell without warning. understand, someone who would care. I'd imagine conversations, I'd imagine gentle hands, I'd imagine someone who would finally understand the way my mind works, the way my heart beats. Someone who would find my flaws and still think I was sweet. I'd fall asleep to fantasies of love that felt so real, then wake up to emptiness, to nothing I could feel. I thought that's all they'd ever be, just dreams that kept me company, just wishes whispered to the dark that never would leave their mark. But then you walked into my life and ended all my internal strife. Everything I'd hoped for came true, a dream that became you. Every prayer I'd ever prayed, every promise I'd ever made to myself when I felt blue, was a dream that became you. Yeah, a dream that became you. I've written lists of qualities I hope to find someday: kindness, humor, gentle strength, a partner who would stay through the hard times and the good times, through the ups and downs. Someone who would wear a smile, never wear a frown. But lists are just lists and dreams are just dreams. So I thought until you came and shattered all my schemes. You checked every box I had and added some I missed. You showed up like an answered prayer that I had never wished, but I must have wished unconsciously, because somehow you found your way to me. Through every hope and every tear, you were slowly drawing near. Then you walked into my life and ended all my internal strife. Everything I'd hoped for came true, a dream that became you. Every prayer I'd ever prayed, every promise I'd ever made to myself when I felt blue, was a dream that became you. Yeah, a dream that became you. Yeah. I remember being younger, lying in my bed, imagining the words that someone would have said to make me feel like I was worth the loving and the care, to make me feel like someone out there really truly cared. I practiced conversations, I'd practiced how to be the kind of person someone else would wanna hold and see. And now I look beside me and there you are asleep, the answer to a promise that my heart was sworn to keep. You're more than imagined, more than I could dream. You're better than the pictures, better than the scheme. You're flesh and blood and magic, you're real and here and true. You're everything I hoped for, a dream that became you. Oh, you walked into my life and ended all my internal strife. Everything I hoped for came true, a dream that became you. Every prayer I'd ever prayed, every promise I'd ever made to myself when I felt blue, was a dream that became you. A dream, yeah, a dream that became you. My dream come true. So when I tell the children how we came to be, I'll tell them that you were a dream, a dream, a dream, a dream, a dream. So when I tell our children how we came to be, I'll tell them that you were a dream I used to have at night before you stepped into the light. A dream that took on flesh and bone, a dream that made itself my home, a dream that became you. A dream that became you, my beautiful, beautiful dream come true. Yeah. I've seen masterpieces hanging in museums grand, Van Gogh stars, Monet's gardens, painted by a master's hand. I've seen sunsets set the ocean on fire with their hue. I've seen colors in the canyon that take your breath right out of you. But nothing I have witnessed in all my traveling days compares to what I see when I look at you and gaze into the windows of your soul, the mirrors of your heart. That's where the truest art is found, that's where the masterpieces start. They say the eyes are portals to everything we feel. you to feel real. I see love painted in your eyes, a canvas of the deepest skies. Every shade of every hue, every shade of me and you. I see forever in your gaze, a masterpiece of endless days. No gallery could ever comprise the love painted in your eyes. Yeah, love painted in your eyes, yeah. Remember that first moment when our eyes finally met? I saw something ancient, something I can't forget. It was like looking into a mirror of my soul, like two halves of a story finally becoming whole. And every day since then I've watched the painting grow. New colors and new textures, new feelings that we know. And you're happy there like sunshine, warm and bright and gold. When you're sad there like the ocean, deep and brave and bold. But always, always underneath the weather of the day, there's a constant, steady love that never fades away. I see love painted in your eyes, a canvas of the deepest skies. Every shade of every hue, every shade of me and you. I see forever in your gaze, a masterpiece of endless days. No gallery could ever comprise the love painted in your eyes. Yeah, love painted in your eyes. Critics analyze the strokes, the technique, and the style, but they could study you for years and only see a mile of what I see in just one glance across a crowded room. You're looking back at me and chasing away all my gloom, because the artist of this masterpiece isn't human at all. It's the love we built together, it's the trust through every fall. It's the laughter and the tears, it's the fights and making love. It's the coffee in the morning, it's the full and empty cup. Every moment we have shared is taking up a brush and painted on your eyes, the truth that makes me blush. Oh, I see love painted in your eyes, a canvas of the deepest skies. More beautiful than any art that's ever touched a human heart. I see our whole life story there in the colors that we share. Every promise, every prize, love painted in your eyes. Oh, love painted in your eyes, my own masterpiece. So if you ever wonder why I stare, why I get lost in you and forget the world out there, it's because I'm studying the art that's captured and possessed my heart. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen, a love that's vivid, real and keen. Love painted in your eyes. Love painted in your eyes. Forever my favorite work of art. Right there in your eyes. Love painted it. Oh, yeah. I remember being me, just a single lonely star, floating through the universe, not knowing who you are. I had my own orbit, my own gravity and pull, my own rhythm, my own reasons. My world was full of its own stories, its own hopes, its own fears. I've been that way for years and years. I thought I was complete, I thought I had it all, but I was just a heartbeat waiting for your call. Then you came along with your own gravity, your own way of seeing, your own way of being free. And for a while we circled, two planets in the same space, close enough to see each other, but keeping our own place. Then came the moment we became us, a moment we decided to trust that two could be stronger than one, that our separate journeys were done. The moment me and you dissolved into something we had to solve together, forever building trust. The moment we became us. Oh yeah, the moment we became us. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I can tell you the exact exact day, can't tell you the precise time. There was no bell that rang out, no soul sword chime. But somewhere in the middle of the ordinary days, that me and you just melted and we found another phase. I stopped saying I and started saying we. You stopped planning futures and started planning with me. We started finishing each other's sentences and thoughts. We started fighting for each other in ways that can't be bought. It wasn't a decision that we made with words. It was something deeper, something that occurred in the space between our heartbeats, in the silence of the night, in the way we held each other and knew it was right. That was the moment we became us, the moment we decided to trust that two could be stronger than one, that our separate journeys were done. The moment me and you dissolved into something we had to solve together, forever building trust. The moment we became us. Yeah, the moment we became us. Yeah. Now when I look back at who I was before you came, I see a person, yes, but also someone not the same. Because you didn't just add to me, you changed the whole equation. You sparked a beautiful and total transformation. I'm still me, and you're still you. That never goes away. But together we're a masterpiece that gets better every day. We're not two halves of a whole. We're two wholes intertwined, two complete and perfect people who've decided to align our strengths and our weaknesses, our futures and our past, into something built on love that forever ever lasts. Oh, that was the moment we became us, the moment we decided to trust that two could be stronger than one, that our separate journeys were done. The moment me and you dissolved into something we had to solve together, forever building trust. The moment we became us, we became, yeah. The moment we became us, ever, ever. So if you ever wonder when I knew that it was meant to be with you, it wasn't just the first hello, it wasn't just the status quo. It was the moment, quiet and true, when me and you became we two. The moment we became us. The moment we became us. And I've never been more whole than when you became my soul. The moment we became us. I spent so many years just going through the motions, walking through a fog, drifting through the ocean of an ordinary life that never really touched me deep. A heart that was asleep, a soul that couldn't leap. I'd feel the highs and lows but never really felt them. I'd smile and laugh but never really melt them into something meaningful, something that would stay. I was just existing, just passing through each day. I thought that's just how life was supposed to be, a steady rhythm with no ecstasy. I didn't know what I was missing until I felt your kiss, and my heart finally feels alive, like a flower in full bloom, like a bee inside its hive, like a bird that's found its wings and remembered how to live. Every beat is like a drum, every pulse a reason why I wake up grateful every day with tears up in my eyes. My heart finally feels alive. Yeah, my heart finally feels alive. Remember the first time you made me laugh so hard I cried. I felt something deep inside me open up wide. It was like a door I didn't know existed suddenly appeared, and all the joy I blocked for years just finally freely cheered. And when you held me through the night and let me cry my tears, you held my fears and made them disappear. I felt my frozen heart begin to thaw. You didn't try to fix me, didn't try to change. You just loved me gently and helped me rearrange the way I saw myself, the way I saw the world. You held my heart become unfurled. My heart finally feels alive, like a flower in full bloom, like a bee inside its hive, like a bird that's found its wings and remembered how to fly. Every beat is like a drum, every pulse a reason why I wake up grateful every day with tears up in my eyes. My heart finally feels alive. Yeah, my heart finally feels alive. deeply it sometimes scares me. The joy, the pain, the hope, the love, the way your presence bears me up into a world where feeling is the gift and not the curse. We're having a heart that's fully alive, could not be worse. Oh, my heart finally feels alive, like a fire that's been sparked, like a leap from a dive into waters deep and clear, where everything is bright and clear. My heart finally feels alive. Every sunrise is a present, every moment is a gift. You gave my heart the freedom to finally fully lift up into the atmosphere, beyond the doubt and fear. My heart finally feels alive. So if you ever wonder what you've done for me, just look into my eyes and see the spark that wasn't there before, the light that's opened every door. You woke me up, you made me feel, you made my frozen heart become real. My heart finally feels alive. My heart finally feels alive, and it's all because of you. My heart's alive, 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 forever alive with you. I've given my heart to people in the past, handed it over, hoping it would last. But they would hold it careless, let it slip and fall. Didn't realize it was fragile, didn't hear its call. They'd squeeze too tight or let it go. Never really got to know the delicate and precious thing I'd placed inside their hands. They didn't understand. Then you came along with your gentle, knowing touch. You handle what I give you with care and with such reverence and tenderness, like it's made of glass. You hold my heart like it's a treasure that will last. It's the way you hold my heart so gently right from the start, like it's the most precious thing you've ever known, like it's something to be cherished, not just owned. You don't squeeze too tight, you don't let go, you just hold it steady so it can grow. Safe and warm and free to be everything it's meant to be. It's the way you hold my heart that sets you apart. You know when to hold on tight when I'm afraid. You know when to give me space when I need to evade. You know when to lift it up when it's feeling low. You know when to just be still and let the feelings flow. You never treat it casually, you never take for granted this gift that you've been handed. You understand that hearts are fragile, hearts are deep, that they need careful tending and promises to keep. Some people hold a heart like it's a trophy or a prize, something to be won and then displayed before their eyes. But you hold mine like it's a living, breathing thing, something to be nurtured, something to help sing. It's the way you hold my heart so gently right from the start, like it's the most precious thing you've ever known, like it's something to be cherished, not just owned. You don't squeeze too tight, you don't let go, you just hold it steady so it can grow. Safe and warm and free to be everything it's meant to be. It's the way you hold my heart that sets you apart. I've watched you hold it through the storms and through the sun, through the battles that we fought and the battles that we've won. I've watched you hold it gently when I didn't know my worth, when I felt like the least important person on this earth. You held it like it mattered, you held it like it counted, you held it like the love we shared could move the biggest mountain. And that's when I knew truly that you were the one for me, not because you're perfect, but because you helped me see that my heart is worth the holding, worth the careful, tender care. Because the way you hold my heart shows me how much you care. Oh, it's the way you hold my heart with the beautiful, gentle art, like it's the most precious thing beneath the sun, like the race is over and the war is won. You don't squeeze too tight, you don't let go, you just hold it steady so it can grow into everything it's meant to be, cause you hold it carefully. It's the way you hold my heart, yeah, the way you hold my heart, it's not because you're perfect or you never make mistakes. It's because of how you handle my heart, for heaven's sakes. With tenderness and reverence, with gentleness and grace, you hold my heart so sweetly in its rightful place. It's the way you hold my heart. Time is supposed to move in one direction forward, tick by tick, talk by talk, never moving toward anything but old, anything but past. Nothing in this world is built to last. Yeah, and that's what they taught me. That's what I believed, that everything we love will one day be deceived by the cruel hands of the clock, by the turning of the page. That love is just a phase, just a temporary stage. But then I met you and something strange occurred. The rules of time got blurred, the clocks became absurd. A minute feels like hours when I'm lost inside your eyes, and a lifetime feels too short to fully realize. When love feels like forever, time and space become whatever we need them to be. Just you and me, living in eternity. The past doesn't matter, the future's unclear, but somehow I know you'll always be here. Not just for now, not just for a season, but for a reason that defies all reason. When love feels like forever, we're timeless together. I look at you and see the child you used to be. I look at you and see the elder I can't wait to see. I see all the versions of you stretched across the years, every joy, every tear, every triumph, every fear. And somehow they all lead to this moment right now. The way you smile and the way you take a bow at the beauty of a love that time can't touch, that hasn't asked for much but has given so much. It's like we've known each other in 1,000 different lives, like we've been husbands, we've been wives. Like we've found each other over and over again, and we'll keep finding each other until time ends. When love feels like forever, time and space become whatever we need them to be. Just you and me, living in eternity. The past doesn't matter, the future's unclear, but somehow I know you'll always be here. Not just for now, not just for a season, but for a reason that defies all reason. When love feels like forever, we're timeless together. I used to fear the passing of the years, the wrinkles, the gray hair, the disappearing peers. I used to dread the day when youth would fade away, when all the vibrancy of life would turn to gray. But now I look forward to every single stage, because I get to spend it turning every page with you beside me, holding my hand tight, watching our love grow deeper in the fading light. Forever is an endless time, I've come to realize. It's the depth of love reflected in each other's eyes. It's the quality of presence, not the quantity of days. It's the way we keep on finding new and different ways to say I love you, to say I'll stay, to say I choose you every single day. Oh, when love feels like forever, we're not bound by time's tether. We're floating in a space where love transcends, where beginning and ending blend. The past is present, the future's now. We've forgotten how to take a bow, because the show goes on and on and on, long after the world is gone. When love feels like forever, yeah, when love feels like forever, we're timeless, you and I, together until the end of time. So let the years keep rolling by, let the Before the earth was spin, before the oceans formed, before the first rare sunlight ever touched and warmed, a barren empty planet, before life ever drew a breath, before the very concept of love existed, before death. There was a plan unfolding in the cosmos up above, a blueprint for a very particular kind of love. Then in the grand design in that celestial chart was a space that only could be filled by your heart. They say that love is random, just a matter of chance. Two people collided at a happenstance, but I don't believe it, not after finding you. This was always meant to happen, always meant to come true. This is a love written in the stars, etched in constellations from near and far. Before the moment you had to pull it tight, before there was a place for love to hide, the universe was drafting our design, making sure that your heart one day aligned with mine across the galaxies and Mars. A love written in the stars. Yeah, love written in the stars. Yeah, think about the billions of galaxies out there, each of billions of stars stranded in the air. Think about the odds of us existing at the same time, a meeting in this chaos and making your heart mine. The math is impossible, the numbers don't add up. This is more than luck, this is more than just random luck. This is destiny with a capital D. This is the universe winking at me. Every supernova, every comet's tail, every cosmic event we found fail was leading to this moment, was clearing the way for the love that we're living today. This is a love written in the stars, etched in constellations from near and far. Before the moment you had to pull the tide, before there was a place for love to hide, the universe was counting our design, making sure that your heart would one day align with mine across the galaxies and Mars. A love written in the stars. Yeah, written in the stars. When I look up at the night sky, I don't just see the lights, I'll see your story scattered there in the celestial height. The crusted at us when we met, that brilliant, shining glow, like a streak across the darkness. That's the way our love did grow.